An old man sits beside the fire while the younger hunters prepare to leave. His hair is gray, his back is bent, and one hand shakes as he reaches toward the warmth. Around him, people tighten stone points onto wooden spears, lift baskets, and divide the last pieces of dried meat. He cannot run with them. He cannot carry as much as he once did. If a predator attacks, he may slow everyone down. In a world where every calorie matters, the obvious answer seems brutal. Leave him behind. But that is not what always happened. Across the prehistoric record, archaeologists have found people who survived for years with injuries, disabilities, worn joints, and damaged teeth that should have made independent survival difficult. Someone fed them. Someone protected them. Someone waited for them. So what happened when ancient humans got old? And why would a struggling group spend precious food and energy keeping an elderly person alive? The first thing to understand is that the familiar claim that ancient humans only lived to 30 is misleading. A low average life expectancy does not mean every adult died at 30. High infant and childhood mortality pulled the average downward. If a person survived the most dangerous early years, they could live for decades beyond the average. Old age was never as common as it is today, but it existed. Some adults reached their 40s, 50s, and sometimes beyond. Their bodies carried the evidence. Teeth were worn flat from years of chewing tough food and from using the mouth like a tool. Bones showed healed fractures, arthritis, repeated strain, and old injuries. Imagine trying to live without modern medicine, soft packaged food, glasses, metal tools, or a permanent house. A damaged knee could turn a short journey into an exhausting struggle. Missing teeth could make meat and fibrous plants difficult to eat. Poor vision could make gathering dangerous. A person who once hunted large animals might no longer keep pace with the group. Aging did not arrive as one sudden event. It accumulated. One injury never healed perfectly. One tooth was lost. Then another. A winter left the body weaker than before. Eventually, an experienced adult might need help with tasks once performed alone. From the outside, that person looks like a burden. A small group cannot print food or order medicine. Every meal must be found, dug, trapped, hunted, carried, prepared, and shared. Feeding someone who contributes little physical labor appears expensive. During a drought, failed hunt, or freezing season, the calculation becomes harsher. A piece of meat given to an old man is a piece not eaten by a child, a pregnant woman, or a hunter expected to bring back more food tomorrow. Yet some prehistoric people survived conditions that would have been nearly impossible without repeated assistance. One of the best-known examples comes from Shanidar Cave in what is now Iraqi Kurdistan. Shanidar I, a Neanderthal adult, lived with multiple serious impairments. His skeleton has been interpreted as showing major injuries and degenerative problems, including damage that likely affected one arm and other parts of his body. He survived long enough for some injuries to heal and for chronic conditions to develop. Scholars still debate exactly how much care he required, but his survival raises an important mobility. Other people may have shared food, reduced his workload, protected him, or helped him move through difficult terrain. If care occurred, it was not a single dramatic rescue. It had to be repeated day after day. That changes the image of prehistoric life. Survival was not always a contest in which only the strongest individual won. It was often a group project. A person could be physically weak and still survive because the group was strong enough to support them. Compassion is one answer. Ancient humans formed long relationships, raised dependent children, mourned deaths, and lived in groups where individuals knew one another for years. An elderly person was not an anonymous mouth to feed. He might be a parent, sibling, grandparent, skilled craftsperson, trusted friend, or respected member of the camp. Abandoning him could carry an emotional and social cost, but kindness alone is not the entire explanation. Old people could still be useful, even when they could no longer chase animals. In a world without writing, maps, weather forecasts, medical books, or digital storage, memory was a survival technology. An elder might remember where water remained during the last drought, which plants were poisonous, where herds migrated, where a hidden rock shelter stood, or which neighboring group could be trusted. These facts were not trivia. They could decide who ate and who starved. A young hunter might be faster, but speed cannot replace decades of pattern recognition. The elder has seen the herd arrive early and late. He remembers a winter when the usual river froze. He knows that a bright green plant is harmless in one season, but dangerous in another. He recognizes an old scar on a stranger and remembers which group that person belongs to. When conditions are normal, this knowledge may seem unnecessary. When conditions change, it becomes priceless. Older adults could also contribute through work that required patience more than speed. They could repair tools, prepare hides, process plants, keep fires alive, watch children, teach techniques, and supervise food while younger adults traveled. A person with poor mobility could still shape a stone edge, twist fibers, sort seeds, warn children away from danger, or notice when smoke changed direction. Human survival depends on many small tasks, not only on the dramatic moment of the hunt. Children made the value of elders even greater. Human children remain dependent for an unusually long time. They need food, protection, teaching, and attention. When older relatives helped watch or provision children, younger adults could gather more food, recover from childbirth, travel farther, or care for another infant. This idea is central to the grandmother hypothesis, which proposes that post-reproductive women could increase the survival and reproductive success of descendants by helping children and grandchildren. The hypothesis is debated and does not explain every feature of human aging, but it offers a powerful reversal. Living beyond reproduction may have been useful because older women could invest in the next generation. Picture an older woman returning with tubers, while a younger mother carries a nursing child. The grandmother may no longer have babies of her own, but the food she gathers helps keep existing children alive. She knows where to dig, how deep roots grow, which season produces the most calories, and how to prepare them safely. Her contribution gives the younger mother time and energy to recover, gather, and care for more than one child. Elders may also have been humanity's first teachers. Many survival skills cannot be learned from one demonstration. Making a reliable stone tool, tracking an injured animal, reading weather, preparing dangerous plants, and negotiating with neighboring groups require years of practice. An experienced adult can correct mistakes before they become fatal. Around the fire, stories could encode practical information: where not to camp, which animal attacked a relative, why a certain path was avoided, and how the group survived a previous famine. A story remembered by a child could become a correct decision 20 years later. Older people could also remember family relationships, past agreements, debts, conflicts, and alliances. An elder who knew the history between two families might settle a dispute before it divided the camp. Experience could become authority, although age alone did not guarantee respect. This is the honest exception. Ancient humans did not always care for every elderly person. Archaeology cannot show us all the people who were abandoned, neglected, or died alone. During severe famine, rapid migration, warfare, or environmental disaster, groups may have been unable or unwilling to carry someone who could not move. Care was not automatic, and prehistoric life should not be romanticized. Some injuries healed because a person remained partly independent. Some skeletal conditions look dramatic to us, but may not have required constant assistance. Evidence of survival is not direct proof of love. Still, repeated survival with serious impairment tells us something important. At least some groups made room for people who were not at peak physical strength. They changed food, pace, labor, or protection in ways that allowed vulnerable members to continue living. That decision may also have protected everyone else. In a cooperative group, helping an injured or elderly person creates an expectation. Weakness does not immediately erase your place. A young hunter who shares food today may believe others will help him after tomorrow's accident. Care becomes a form of social insurance. That system changes behavior. People can take necessary risks, knowing that one injury may not mean abandonment. Skilled adults survive long enough to teach, parents receive help, and trust grows because membership continues even when usefulness changes. Return to the old man beside the fire. The hunters disappear over the ridge, but he is not doing nothing. He watches the wind. He notices birds moving away from the western valley. He tells a child to bring the spears inside because rain may arrive before dark. Later, he shows another child how to straighten a damaged shaft over the heat. When the hunters return without meat, he remembers a patch of editable roots near an old river bend. He cannot run with the group, but part of the group's success still runs through him. Perhaps that is the real answer to what happened when ancient humans got old. Some became weaker, some became dependent, some were probably lost during hard times, but others became caregivers, teachers, advisors, craft specialists, storytellers, grandparents, and living archives. Their bodies carried damage, but their minds carried seasons, places, relationships, and mistakes that nobody else remembered. The oldest person in camp may have needed food brought to him. He may also have known where the group could find food when everyone else failed. The grandmother watching children may have moved slowly. She may also have allowed younger adults to gather enough calories for the entire camp. The elder telling the same story again may have seemed repetitive. Hidden inside that story could be a warning that saved a future generation. Ancient humans did not survive difficult environments because every individual was young, healthy, and strong. They survived because different people contributed different things at different stages of life. Strength mattered, speed mattered, but memory, teaching, childcare, cooperation, and trust mattered too. So the old man beside the fire is not simply waiting to die. He is evidence of a deeper human strategy. The group protects knowledge by protecting the person who carries it. It preserves trust by helping someone who can no longer repay every meal immediately. It teaches children that membership is more than physical power. And perhaps one of the most important steps in becoming human was not learning how to hunt the strongest animal or make the sharpest stone blade. Perhaps it was learning that a person could lose strength without losing value. Ancient humans did not always leave their elderly behind. Sometimes they slowed down, shared food, listened, and carried them forward. In doing so, they did more than keep an old person alive. They kept memory alive. They kept knowledge alive. And they helped turn a collection of vulnerable individuals into a community.